Muy buenas noches, Daniel. Gracias por estar en el canal. Bienvenido. Bueno, para mí es un honor. Vamos a hablar sobre todo tu trabajo, inicio a fin. Yo quiero comenzar con preguntándole sobre tu experiencia en películas de acción. Yo sé que ha tenido muchísimas géneros y todo, pero yo sé que Andrés va a referenciar algunas sagas, pero yo quiero hablarle sobre Lockdown. Es una película bastante infravalorada para mí por el sentido de que tuvo mucha repercusión en cómo analizar los personajes, el desenvolvimiento. Quisiera preguntarte cómo es tu experiencia en acción y también, pues obviamente en Lockdown hay muchísimas Baby Town Outlast.
Okay, we will start talking about genres because we know that you make a lot of genres in movies, but you heard somebody, so I really, in fact, John called it a really underrated film that is Lockdown Man. So anything you can tell us about doing action, but mostly doing this, all kinds of action, even these small gens, because we love all kinds of action. Go ahead, man.
I mean, action is something I've kind of just gravitated towards. I mean, I grew up playing all types of, contact sports and things like that. And so when I got into film, I mean, in the beginning of film, I was just trying to get a job. You just want to get hired. But I think, my background in sports and I think my sort of size and stature has lent towards action films. And I always have a blast doing them.
John dice que fue más una cuestión que gravitó hacia eso. O sea, tú sabes que él tiene un background increíble haciendo deportes, tú lo sabes muy bien, y que eso llevó a que hiciera acción, pero más que todo como a tener trabajo. O sea, mira qué suerte que haya gravitado hacia ese género, porque a ti te gustó Lockdown, ¿cierto?
Por supuesto, man.
Díselo que
Es
la
muy
amas.
bueno. Yo, I love it, Lockdown, man. And
Love
más
Lockdown, man.
movies, man. Hay más movies, man.
Well, awesome. Well, I'm glad you liked it. We had a lot of fun shooting it.
No, y también hay otro género que es el terror. Es algo muy bueno y Andrés, un dato importante, en una serie de TV que es sobre terror y suspenso, se llama Sirena. Bueno, tú hiciste un corto sobre Sirena. Quisiera preguntarle sobre cómo es un desenvolvimiento en historias de terror, más que todo en este personaje, Devil in the Dark.
Now going back, now moving to terror, man.
Mm.
And yes, mostly a really cool project called Devil in the Dark. Tell us now your work in terror and you want it in this movie.
Wow, I haven't done a lot of sort of horror terror type movies, but this one came across because actually a good friend of mine was the lead in it, Dan Payne, and he just mentioned, "Hey, this director is looking for this character. I think he'd be great in it. Why don't we put you guys in touch?" And it ended up working out really well. I mean, the final product I thought was fantastic, and for me, it was just a quick little shoot. It wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be. I think it ended up being about 3 days of work, but you just never know with lower budget films. You never know how they're going to kind of come across and be edited, and how it's going to look with the limited budget. But I felt this one really, really held its own, which was a nice surprise.
John, tuviste Dead Pain, ¿no? Pues
Sí,
un
claro.
amigo de esa película fue el que lo recomendó para hacer Devil in the
Wow,
Dark.
man.
Dale.
Pues un buen dato, man. No, y también preguntarle en series de TV. En series de TV se ha destacado muchísimo, Darian. Bueno, pregúntale sobre no solo sirenas, también en temas de sobre suspenso. Yo sé que hay una que se llama Hellstrom, otra que se llama Hechiceras. Coméntanos.
Uy, man, and you really got a great resume on TV series from all the. In fact, there is a lot of time, no, doing your TV cool series, call series, whatever you want to talk about working on TV. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, well, when I first started out in Vancouver, Vancouver was really strongly a feature film city. It was mostly big movies and sort of smaller level movies, and there wasn't really as much TV. So when I first started out here, I really was successful in jumping into a lot of big features, and then I think turned around in about 2000 and I want to say around 2014 in that sort of area. It started to become really heavy with CW shows and sort of became this sort of shifting beast into more TV and not as many of these big feature films. And for me, I just started to being fortunate enough to land roles and more than one episode, recurring type characters in a lot of these really fantastic shows. So I don't know, just fortunate, right place, right time.
John, lugar correcto, tiempo correcto, eres de Vancouver. Y extrañamente en esa época era más fácil, no era más fácil, sino que salían más proyectos de TV. Tú sabes que él estuvo en una época que se puede decir interesante, ¿no? De proyectazos. Entonces, eso fue lo que llevó a que estuviera en la televisión.
No, tienes que comentarle a Daniel porque fíjate que yo recuerdo mucho que una vez le dijimos a un actor que es británico, que hablé sobre temas épicos, temas sobre la Gran Guerra y todo eso, porque hubo un tiempo en el que yo pues me enfermé de algo y pues yo estuve viendo toda la madrugada en ese puesto de salud esta Merlin and the Moon of Peace, men, y yo vi a Daniel y yo dije, men, ese man tiene un porte que alguna vez lo llego a entrevistar y mire, se cumplió.
Okay, now John is going personal. Okay, not personal, but he wants me to tell this history. Man, John, there was a time that he was ill, and he was when he was recovering, he watched the whole series of course in the hospital of Merlin and the Buddha Priest. And so when he saw you, he say, "Oh, maybe someday I will interview you." So here you are. Anything you can tell
Which
about
series?
Merlin and the Book of Beasts.
Oh, Merlin and the Book of Beasts.
Yes.
That
Yes.
was so, my
Long
gosh,
time,
man.
man.
That was so long ago. I was all covered in prosthetic makeup, and that was holy smokes. That was like right at the beginning of my career. That was a while ago. Well, I'm glad you like them. I don't really remember much from that day. I do remember that I had, prosthetic makeup all over me, and I had these big massive fight scene, and I do remember it being, I don't know, 30 Celsius, and we were fighting all day, and sweat was literally just pouring out of my prosthetic mask. I almost fainted because we lost so much sweat and water. But yeah, that was luckily I was in my 20s, so I think I had plenty of energy to do it.
Yo, muchos prostéticos.
Eh,
Sudaba casi se desmaya, solo diré eso.
sí, es verdad. Bueno, antes de seguir con superhéroes y temas de ficción, pero sí algo que sí te digo, Daniel, es sobre, mira, hay dos temas importantes. El tema es la nostalgia, que es el tema que nosotros crecimos en la adolescencia, porque ya, sí, pues ya somos adultos, pero también está el tema de la Navidad. Yo lo vi en Navidad hace muchos años y es en este que me pareció un personaje diferente a lo que hacías. Quisiera preguntarte sobre tu experiencia en ello y también en, tú sabes, en una de las grandes historias que ha hecho, que es Quieren volverme loco. Entonces, coméntame.
It's maybe I was talking to John because uh, now we are talking about nostalgia, man. There is a lot of years, a lot of projects, but there are no better projects that deals with nostalgia than the Christmas ones and the family movies. And it's crazy because we had covered it, I think, all the types of Christmas movies here in the channel with great
Right.
actors, great directors. But yeah, man, a very cool Christmas. But also, man, it's not a Christmas movie, but it became a Christmas movie that is, are we there yet, man? You know that every Christmas with the
Oh.
family, with the kids.
Oh
We
man.
are not kids now, but
Yeah, man, that was a long. I mean, both those movies were so long ago. I mean, I'm surprised. You know what? No, honestly, I'm pretty sure I watched Are We There Yet? But um, the Christmas movie, I don't even think I saw it. I can't even remember because I don't think back in the day when I did it, I was able to even have the television channel that showed it in the U.S. So I don't even know if I watched it. But I do remember a pretty cool moment with Are We There Yet? And just the fact that I was like 20, oh man, I was like 22 or 23 years old. And you grow up listening to rap music and you got Ice Cube and you're listening to that, and like all of a sudden, flash forward 5, 6 years later, and I'm sitting there having an acting scene with Ice Cube and Jay Moore, and it was a bit of a surreal moment. It was pretty cool for me.
and it's crazy, man, because these movies, and John will not contrary me, these Christmas movies in Colombia, they show it in any more of the year. I will ask John, cierto que A Very Cool Christmas la veces la pasan en febrero, en marzo, en televisión
Febrero y
colombiana,
marzo,
antes del,
yes.
sí, before the news, they
Yeah.
always show it. It's crazy, man. But that's why we saw these movies. No, Colombia and Latin America are
It's crazy,
crazy.
man.
It's crazy, man. They show movies in the most random times, but
That's funny,
that's
man.
why we see. Yeah, man.
Hey, all right. Fair enough.
Sí.
That's an oldie but a goodie, I guess.
Yo siento que ya es como dice una viejita, pero buena, ¿no? Esa película.
Ajá, sí, muy, sí. Si no recuerdo, creo que es del año 2004.
Yes, yes. From the 2000s, yes. Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, long time ago. You're starting to make me feel old.
No, but man, you look the same. Oh, what is going on? You don't look old, man.
I feel
There is
old,
a phrase. There
dude.
is a phrase called.
Buddy, I got two young kids, and I feel old sometimes. So I'm 42.
But there is a phrase here in Latin America. I will try to translate it. You look strong like an oak. Like when somebody doesn't look old, we say that. Fuerte, como un roble. You look strong like an oak. That's a phrase in
Well,
Latin America.
No,
Donde alguien dice que se ve fuerte como un roble.
oh, eso está
Conservado.
bien.
Tiene dos hijos.
Wow, increíble. Hay también, bueno, unas dos más importantes y es sobre, bueno, vamos a hablar sobre el tema de ficción, tema de vampiros, tema de romance, tú sabes, Crepúsculo. Hombre, yo quiero preguntarte cómo se construyó el personaje de Félix desde la base, el tema más bien
Bibliográfica.
psicológico, sí, en este tema porque a pesar de que Félix no daba muchos diálogos, pero tenía un porte que daba muchísimo miedo. Yo cuando veía, yo dije, no, este man va a romper todo. Quisiera preguntarte si de pronto te instruiste mucho en los libros de Stephanie Meyer o no, o lo construiste totalmente, como te decía, fue la directora.
You know that this question will come. Man, how you constructed the character of Feliz? It was
oh,
for the book.
Felix.
Yes, Phyllis, Stephanie Meyer, or did you put your own? Tell us because strong character, really strong.
Oh, thanks, man. No, I Stephanie Meyer didn't really. I can't remember actually whether or not I sat down with her, had a long conversation at all. But I do remember when I got the role, I went out and I bought all of the Twilight books and got weird looks from the girl at the bookstore. Why this, 25-year-old guy is buying 4 of the Twilight books, and I didn't have the heart to tell her it was for research for the movie. And I just kind of started to break down what I thought the character really was to me and how I interpreted Felix, and I just sort of kind of went from there. And it always starts with preparation and building something and coming up with something, and then all the other pieces start coming together. You get a chance to go work with amazing wardrobe artists, and those costumers put you in these amazing clothing, and little bits and elements start to kind of add on, and then you really just sort of feel you feel kind of whole and complete, and the closest version of that character as you can be, and then it kind of just flows from there.
John, digamos que sí tuvo alguna oportunidad de hablar con Stephanie, pero fue en todos los elementos, ¿no? Tú sabes, el vestuario se fue construyendo y tú sabes que el personaje fue evolucionando, ¿sabes? O sea, digamos que fue un trabajo muy, muy completo y pues obviamente es una de tus sagas favoritas.
Man, yo sé que te vas a reír antes de que sigas, pero dígame que las únicas más películas que yo me he visto es Crepúsculo y me he visto la primera y la segunda como 15 veces. Lo siento.
Okay, Twilight is one of the favorite sagas from John, and he said that the two most that he has seen are the first
Yeah.
two one, the Twilight and the second. So that's
Oh, okay.
why,
1 and 2.
yes, so that's why he loves the character of Phyllis.
Oh, fair enough. Wow. I'm glad I brought some sort of life to him. I'm sorry that my hair was different in almost every single movie.
Oh, that's cool, that's cool.
No, thank you, man. Thank you. Andrés, sí.
Oh.
No, entre los dos, hagámosla.
Man, bueno, yo sé que hablar sobre una saga de superhéroes, más que todo, es men. Yo quiero decirte cuál fue ese plus que destacaste en todos los personajes de Colossus. Obviamente hay varios actores que han interpretado, pero quisiera como cuál fue el desarrollo más que más te recuerda. Obviamente recuerdan a los otros, pero tú diste un sello característico. ¿Cómo se construyó?
Man, yes, we will talk about X-Men. We know
Mhm.
that there is a lot of actors that play Colossus, but the thing I love about the old X-Men is, man, the perfect casting. What were the details, man, for your Colossus? What is, in fact, it's my favorite character that you have played. It's my favorite saga of superheroes. Tell us, man, tell us about your Colossus. It's a colossal, man.
Oh man, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's funny, right? Because everyone, I mean, every time someone reads a book, they're going to have a different version in their head of what a character should look like. But when it comes to the world of the comic books, it's already been drawn, right? So you already see on the paper what this character is. So it's a really tricky thing as an actor to go into a role like that where it's already sort of established, and you kind of worry that you're really going to kind of, ruin it for all of the fans. But ultimately, you do your research and you figure out what it's all about, and you try to bring the, I don't know, the closest to what your version blended in with what the original artists and creators of Colossus came up with. And then, it's tricky at the same time because then, Bryan Singer had this vision of what the character would look like. And, when you're a young actor, you're absolutely ready to go for it. I had prepared and wanted to do a Russian accent for the character because he's so strongly identified as the big, quiet Russian. And that was kind of shut down. And I didn't have the clout at that time in my career, nor did I probably have the balls to stand up to the guy and be like, no, I think that we have to have it. And it would have just been a, okay, well, see you later. You're off the show kind of feel. Which is tricky because then, later on when the Deadpool movies came out and they decided to go a totally different version, you don't really have a choice. You want to work on it, but you want to keep this character going, but someone else has a different version, and you start to learn that these are just characters that you're able to kind of lease for a certain amount of time and play, and then eventually they're going to be changed, and you've had your sort of time in the sun. So for me, I was just happy that I got to play the character in 3 movies. I wish I wish I would have had the chance to do a little more and say a little more, but again, man, one of those big features when you've got massive actors, names that are playing the big characters, everyone lower down on that totem pole just gets given whatever they get given, and you just kind of happy to be there.
No, qué gran respuesta. Hay que preguntarte, si seamos sinceros, hay muchos personajes de esos que son de superhéroes. Está el de Superman and Lois, Flash, Arrow, todos ellos. Pero, men, quisiera preguntarte, ¿le gustaría alguna vez participar o qué superhéroe de pronto le gustaría personificar en un futuro? ¿O cuál es tu superhéroe o villano favorito en algún cómic, ya sea DC o Marvel? Dime, ahí porque siempre queremos saber.
Okay, we know that you have worked in many projects based on comics, but man, do you
Mm-hmm.
got a favorite one, or there is a character that you always wanted to play? Not only
Oh,
hero, villain, whatever. Graphic novel.
I don't know. I mean, as a kid, you're kind of sort of enthralled with the big sort of big characters. You got Spider-Man and you've got Superman, and you've got Batman, and as a kid, I always thought that Batman was so cool, just because of the story and who he is, and the fact that he doesn't have any superpowers other than his sort of raw determination, and obviously his family money. But that would have been a really cool character to play. But honestly, I'm just happy to play whatever anyone's going to give me the opportunity to play. There are so many different superheroes and characters, and to comic book, especially in the world of comic book, there are so many sort of characters with just so much to them, so much story and life and history, and a lot of them are just a kind of an honor to play. And so, if someone ever wanted me to kind of audition or come out to play one of them, I'd be all about it. I don't think I'm gonna choose any favorites.
donde dice que Batman, pero dice que no, que, y eso es muy bueno, ¿no? Porque sabes que lo han tomado muchos papeles, que él está dispuesto a lo que le diga.
¿Sabe cuál personaje sería? Aunque no sé. Sería Capi- Capitán Atom.
Uy, yes, and man, we were talking in the chat. You will be a perfect John Constantine because you know that in the comic he's not he doesn't got a black hair. And Captain Atom, man, Captain Atom will be a great character, and we have seen a lot in the movies or series, so it will be
Right.
great.
Oh well, man, I'll take them both. I'll take whatever I can. But isn't Keanu Reeves Constantine?
Yes, but in the comic, John Constantine is
Mark Ryan
he
en
doesn't
la
yes
serie.
yes he doesn't look like Keanu at all.
Ah, okay, I see. Ah, okay. Well, hey, man, I'll take whatever I can get. If somebody wants me to come out and play Captain Adam or Constantine, I'll be happy to jump aboard.
Call.
Ay, miércoles.
Sign him in. John,
Wow, eso es increíble. Dos últimas para despedir. Primero, yo te quiero preguntar, ¿cómo tu experiencia en ser doble de acción? Porque hay muchas participaciones buenas, por ejemplo, series como Supernatural, otras
mhm.
películas que no fueron recibidas por la crítica, pero gustan, como por ejemplo Esmendar Finis, El Depredador, Escuadrón Suicida, Dimensiones del Miedo. Quisiera preguntarte sobre todo esto, hasta el Rescate Sangriento. ¿Cómo es tu experiencia en doble de acción?
I know John talk a lot of movies, but the question is one.
It's all
Tell us
about
more
stunt
about your
work.
work as a stuntman, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like it really goes back to me being a kid, and I grew up playing, like I spoke about earlier, contact sports. I did a lot of sort of, I guess you could say, action sports and dirt biking and mountain biking, and as a kid, jumping off cliffs into lakes, and just being a young kid and running around and being all crazy. And I think the sort of evolution into the film industry and realizing that the stunt world really sort of embraces all of that and sort of celebrates it. And I think when I first started acting, it was really not as easy to find a stunt double for me, being that there weren't as many stunt guys that are my height. And so a lot of times people would just sort of ask me, "Hey, do you mind doing the stunt?" And because I've got a background in sports, I was able to sort of pick it up, and it sort of piqued my interest. It really kind of like got me excited. The adrenaline rush I really enjoyed, and it sort of evolved into this thing where it would be, I'd get these opportunities to do stunts individually, and then I get the opportunity to do stunts on the acting roles that I got, and it really kind of makes you feel like you're getting the whole package when you're playing in that movie, or if it's an action movie where you don't feel like you've let someone else sort of do all of the action. Sometimes on the big action movies, you need a stunt double for certain things because they are just that dangerous. But a lot of times you get a chance to just kind of have the fun of being part of all the scenes, and it kind of makes you feel like you're more sort of in that role and in that character in that movie. So I just been lucky.
Bueno, primero felicitarlo también porque se me olvidaba también en su personaje de Halo 4, eso sí. Pero, por último, ¿cómo define su trabajo en una palabra?
And as a
Culminamos.
final, try to define your work in one word.
One word:
Yes.
fun.
And we had fun watching your movies.
Fun, man. I just hope that like the fun that I have doing it comes through in the characters, even when they're dark, for people to enjoy. That's really just, at the end of the day, really all we're doing is playing, right? You do the same thing you did as a kid. You run around, pretend, make believe, play. And a lot of times as adults, you kind of get that stifled. The film industry is still a business, but you get to play. And you have to be professional, and you got to make sure you do your homework, but at the end of the day, you just get to play and have fun. Hopefully have fun.
Y por último, bueno, se nos olvidaba hacer la sesión de un mensaje. Quisiera decirle que si puede leer un mensaje para Daniel, de parte del canal.
This is a section of the channel in which I read a really long message from the channel to you. So brace your seatbelts because it will be long, but it will be great. And I hope my
Oh,
English doesn't fail. So John,
okay.
Ok, voy a colocarle en inglés para que pueda leerlo bien.
Your dedication, talent, and passion as an American actor had left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. Your ability to bring characters to life with depth and authenticity is an inspiration to all us who appreciate and admire your work. Your every performance is a gift to your fans and a testament to your commitment to your craft. Your presence on the video screen has thrilled and entertained people around the world, and your contribution to cinema is worthy of recognition and applause. On this special day, we applaud you not only for your professional achievements, but also for the incredible person you are. Yeah, your charisma, humility, and kindness have led a positive impression on all those who had the privilege of knowing you. Congratulations, Daniel. May this day be filled with joy, love, and celebration with your loved ones. We look forward to seeing you for future projects and continue witnessing your brilliant career. And I agree,
Cheers.
Oh,
I
thank
agree,
you
Daniel.
very much, man. That's too nice. I feel like I got to
No,
record that, and on the days when I'm not having the best day when it comes to work, I should just play that. I appreciate that, man. That was really nice.
I will tell John that that part edited like for you. So you don't, of course, you have to, it will be great you watch the whole interview, but
Yeah.
to have that part. John, cualquier cosa pásale esa parte porque él dice que
Yes,
lo quiere reproducir cuando se sienta mal.
por supuesto. Of course, man. Ok,
Thank you, John, man.
vamos a tomar la foto y bueno, un saludo para Colombia y todo. Entonces vamos a tomar la foto.
Here's the picture so we can share to the social media about this interview.
What's that, sorry?
Un picture.
One
Sure.
picture.
Ok.
We are not that good looking men, but we
Oh,
hope this
stop
picture
it.
get us girlfriends or something.
You
Okay.
never know, man.
1,
Hopefully.
2, and
I haven't watched my series. So, Daniel, the camera is yours, so you can send a bit hi to Colombia, to wherever you want, to the channel. Tell your social media so people can follow you. If the people need to stay close to a project, go ahead.
Thanks, Colombia, for checking this out. I've always wanted to head down there and visit your beautiful country. If you want to check out my social media, my Twitter's having a problem right now. I can't seem to remember my password and they won't let me in, but my Instagram is at Daniel Cudmore. So I try to update that as much as possible. But yeah, that's where you can sort of see what I'm up to. And you can always check out my IMDb to see what movies I'm working on lately. And hey, hope for all the best and enjoy this interview. Thanks for having me.
You have to forget it. If you can send a bit hi to the channel, John is writing the name, but if you say John's channel, it will be great.
Hello, everyone watching John's channel. If you're not watching John's channel, you better get it on because John's channel's the best. So check out John's channel.
oh man, thank you so much. God bless you.
Aprobado, ¿no?
No, absolutely, man.
God bless you, man. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
Cheers,
much,
guys.
man.
No,
Have a
thank
great-
you,
Bye-bye.
guys. Bye. I appreciate it.
No, gracias
No,
a
thank
Murray
you.
Gibson también.
Thanks to Murray Gibson, of course.
I will. I'll tell them.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.